the daughter of the hostage, her father, who was kidnapped and killed by the Ayatollahs. And she's a spokesperson for the Kingdom of Assembly in Iran, Gazelle Sharmahd. I want to begin with Gazelle after what happened to her father and just get her first reaction when she saw those missiles raining down over the weekend and then the news breaking yesterday that this human piece of excrement and the other Ayatollahs have been wiped off the face of the earth. Go ahead, dear.
It was unbelievable. My father and all of our children from Iran who have been massacred by this genocidal Islamist regime were smiling down on us. You saw Iranians dancing in the streets, even though President Trump said, go and hide, we're bombing right now, it's not safe. They couldn't stop themselves. They were dancing in the streets. You saw the Iranians in the thousands coming out all over the diaspora in every major city. This is like the moment when Hitler was taken out. These are genocidal mass murderers, torturers, kidnappers who have killed Americans, who killed my father, and they can no longer do harm. We also understand the leadership can be replaced. We're not done with this regime yet until Iran is free. We still have a long way to go. But I want to thank our President Trump for restoring trust in this nation. We had administration after administration saying one thing about human rights and that they are against terrorists and then shaking their hands. President Obama gave $150 billion to this regime that this regime used to create all the proxy networks and do all of the harm that we've seen in the region. It is beautiful and wonderful to see that we can trust our leadership, promise made, promise kept, that we will continue this way.
Brigitte, let's turn to you now. Talk about some of this national security and foreign policy. Previous administrations have talked a tough game, never done squat, except drop off pallets of cash. Trump has said, I saw a clip of him in the 80s saying that the Ayatollah should be taken out. He becomes president, he does it. What do you think about that, Brigitte?
I think it's amazing. I think it's fantastic. Finally, he had the guts to do what many should have done, but didn't have the courage to do. That's exactly what needed to be done. Unlike the previous President Biden, who told Iran, don't. Oh, boo. No wonder why they did not listen to the negotiations with Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. They were basing their opinion on the previous administration, thinking, oh, we're not going to care what America's going to do. They're not going to do anything. Well, this time they miscalculated because they crossed President Trump and he gave them every opportunity to listen, to retract, to change their ways. And finally, we struck them. And it's a good thing that we struck them because finally America, who was looked at as a paper tiger for the last 20, 30 years across the Middle East, is now finally coming back as the superpower of the world with a leader who follows through on his promises, like Giselle said, and delivers to the people freedom, security. It's not going to be easy. Freedom is never easy. Right. People have to pay the price for freedom, like the Iranians. Almost 50,000 people gave up their life to get to this point so America can take action, so Israel can take action. And we are taking action not only to deliver freedom to them, but to ensure our safety, our security, and the security of our children and their children.
Giselle, back to you. I don't think the Americans on the left and the right that are protesting these strikes, I'm not calling it a war, it's not a war. The president confirms and guarantees us this will not be some long drawn out war. This is cut off all the heads of the snake, let the people take over. We're not going to go in and do regime change. We're going to let them take care of it, the people. But I'd like you to remind those folks, left and right, Democrat and Republican, who are complaining about these strikes and saying it's none of our business, we shouldn't be there, but also then want to say defend women's rights and talk about the atrocities that have happened over the last 40 plus years under this regime. I saw something online that said Khomeini would order all female virgin prisoners to be raped before they were shot, hung, or killed because he wanted them to go to hell. Think about that, folks, what I just said, but just tell my viewers some of the atrocities they've committed over the decade.
This is the hardest part because it hits too close to home. Look at my father, who was kidnapped from outside of Iran, taken there, tortured, his medication withdrawn, he had Parkinson's, his teeth being punched out, then murdered, and even after death, they cut out his tongue, they cut out his heart. This is a bunch of savages who kill children. 215 children have been killed since January by this regime. 1,077,000 child brides. They look at children as sexual objects, have been married off during this time. 1,200 schoolgirls have been poisoned during the Women Life Freedom Uprising, systematically poisoned. There is rape of of children, men too are being raped in prisons. The atrocities, you can't even fathom what these people are doing. No, we're going up against brutal evil, but we have a population like the Americans, truthful, freedom-loving people. Remind your viewers of our founding fathers. Thomas Jefferson was reading books about Cyrus the Great, who was the founder of the Iranian empires, who created the first charter of human rights. That's where Iran was. That's where the Middle East was. That's where civilization was coming from. And within a generation, they destroyed the Middle East. So don't think we're doing this for somebody on the other side of the world. We're doing it for self-preservation because these same Islamists are here in the country. These same Islamists try to kill us here.
Thank you, Giselle. When I start seeing American Christians teaming up with the Muslims to trash talk Jews and America for this strike, that strike, whatever we're doing in the Middle East, it disgusts the hell out of me because I don't think they understand the threat that we're facing. Have they forgotten what happened 25 years ago in New York City and the Pentagon? Do they forget that these people chant death to America all the time? There's a warning that was just put out, a graphic from our State Department, warning all Americans in other nations, but also even a warning back here on the homeland. We have got to have our heads on a swivel and watch out because there could be sleeper cells or there could be a bunch of lone wolves. Brigitte, just talk about that. You're the national security expert.
Well, we are concerned about homegrown terrorists. And look, all it takes is one, like the guy in Austin. I mean, we don't need an army. It's not going to be an attack like 9/11 style attack, but it's going to be people like the guy who committed the attack on innocent civilians this past weekend, wearing a shirt of Allah, the Iranian flag underneath his sweatshirt, believing that he's going to kill infidels and he's going to be martyred and get 72 virgins in heaven by Allah. This is what we are worried about. And this is why our government always tells us, if you see something, say something. Keep your eyes open. If you see somebody acting suspiciously, if you are at a mall, at a gas station, at a gathering, at a cafe, please say something. Call the police. This is how we can secure and protect our communities. And they are walking among us. Don't ever doubt it. Look at Dearborn, Michigan. That's where the Shiite concentration. These are the loyalists to Ayatollah and to Hezbollah in Lebanon. And the city of Dearborn, Michigan alone, there are 450,000 people from the town of Bint Jbeil in South Lebanon whose whole family is in Hezbollah. Those are the ones we are worried about. We need to make sure we come together in our own community, join a group. We have got to meet and get to know each other in a community to make sure we work for safety and security along with our police officers.
Amen. Giselle, I'm going to give you the final word.
First of all, the flag that you guys are holding up is not Iran's flag. It has Arabic writing on it. It has an Islamic symbol on it. You're holding up the symbol of Arab Islamist occupation, the Ayatollah occupation of Iran. The Iranian flag, I have here on my chest, has a lion and sun on it and no Arabic or foreign writing on it. So there is a clear difference between the occupiers of Iran, the murderers who vowed to destroy Iran and did it, and now vowing to destroy America and will do it if we don't stop them. That's number one. To our administration, thank you for actually taking action. The next step is very important because President Trump showed a clear policy shift towards liberation, towards standing against these terrorists. He also said in his last speech that he wants the IRGC to surrender. Well, the question is, who do they surrender to? Who do they lay their weapons down to? So we have to take the next step in understanding that the people of Iran need a sovereign leadership. And that sovereign leadership is in America. The Prince of Iran is right now representing the revolution inside of Iran, the revolutionary forces, the armed forces, the army, the people who are pro-America, screaming in Iran, Bibi, we love you, Trump, we love you. Those ones are our allies in the streets. So we don't need troops over there. We need to, though, talk to them and start mobilizing them so we can do a swift transition. We don't want this to go into any kind of chaos. We want the transition of sovereignty to pass from these murderous ayatollahs to the Iranian nation, and the transitional government is ready to do that and needs your support.
Gazelle Sharmahd, Brigitte, Gabriel, ladies, thank you so much for the conversation and your input. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Dan.
God bless.